Hello and welcome to the Wealthy Trades Daily Market Forecast for March 31st, 2015. This is Tyson Clayton. Let's get started. Let's talk about yesterday real quick. We had a big, huge rally yesterday. And if you remember, we rolled into the day, the dashboard was saying we were in an uptrend, but the quality wasn't that great. Okay, so what we wanted to do is we wanted to do a pairs trade. And so the analysis was go long Humana, HUM, and go short LUK. And that was the trade we did. LUK overall was about break even, and Humana was up about 0.7%. So overall, a decent day. Not as good as the market did. Obviously, the market rallied up huge, but again, a decent day. And if you also remember, we drilled into the weekly plays. The best stock for the week is ENDP. That is in the healthcare sector. We paired it into the best stock that meets all our requirements. XLU is actually the best sector on a weekly basis, but the healthcare sector offers better opportunities that meets all our requirements. So anyway, so what we did is we are long ENDP for the week. We're going to close it at the end of the week. The way we're managing that trade is if it hits 92.50, we're going to add to it there. We're also going to add to it if it hits 87.58. And then STZ, we are long STZ for the month. That is in the consumer staples sector. That's the best sector for the month. And if it hits 118.77, we're going to add to the position there. Okay, so things have started out well for the month. I'm going to actually get rid of Humana and Luke for now because those are the ones for yesterday. So let's go into what we've got going on today. But before we go into what's going on today, what I'd like to do is take the time real quick and have you go to that website I was talking about yesterday. Okay, the website is wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. Okay, so wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. Instapage is INSTAPAGE.com. So wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. Go to that website, type in your, all you got to do is type in your name, type in an email address, and what we will do is we'll actually send you, you get a 2-week absolutely free trial to our Wealthy Trades dashboard, our resource center, which I'll go into in a minute. But you also are going to get access, 100% free access to our Wealthy Trade Strategies ebook. This ebook is jam-packed full of the strategies I use and the Wealthy Trades team uses every single day to find our trades and to pare it down into the best performing stocks in the best performing sectors. Very powerful information. So again, you're going to get that ebook absolutely free along with 2-week trial. All you got to do is go to wealthytrades.com.instapage.com and type in your name, your email address. It's that simple, and we will get that to you right away. The reason why you want to do the 2-week trial, if you're listening on podcast or YouTube channel or someplace other than the wealthytrades.com website, is because we have a resource center. Okay, in the resource center within the website, we do a daily podcast and we post these before the market opens, so you can actually take advantage of this information. On top of that, yesterday what I did, yesterday was Monday, what I did was I posted Wealthy Trades Select. So these were my favorite weekly trades, and I use options. These were my favorite weekly trades, and these are posted on wealthytrades.com in the resource tab. Just like these daily videos are, these are going to be posted each day or each week with my top 5 trades each week, and they're going to incorporate options most of the time. It's absolutely huge information. I'm going to go into some of the performance here in a minute, but let's dive in. And before I go into before I tout our performance, let's dive into what's happening today. Let me get that website out one more time: wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. Go there, type in your name, your email address. You will get this ebook full of amazing strategies, absolutely free, along with being able to take advantage of our dashboard and our resources and all that. 100% free just by typing in your name and your email address. Again, wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. Go there. All right, let's see if we can have another phenomenal day today like we did yesterday. And then I'm going to show you some of the power behind wealthy trades. And again, this is extremely important and the reason why you want to pay attention. If you had been paying attention since the day we went live on March 10th, or the week of March 9th, March 10th, you would have done very well just by using the dashboard and doing pairs trades or going long in the best stocks within the best sectors. Again, I'm going to go into that in a minute, but let's focus today. We are in an uptrend. The quality is 63.5. That means we can feel free to go long. We got the futures moving down right now. I'm looking right now. We got the futures poised for a down move. That's okay. Listen, that's all right. That just gives us a better price in a quality market. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring the XLE, all right, the energy sector, over into my portfolio. I do that by hitting the plus symbol. And then I'm going to go down and I'm going to bring the 8 stocks within the XLE into my portfolio also. Okay, so I'm bringing all these over. And we don't need to do a pairs trade today because the quality is good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for those stocks, all right, that meet my requirements. And remember, STZ is my monthly stock and ENDP is my weekly stock. So I'm just going to focus on the stocks that I just moved over, which were XLE. First thing I'm looking at, and again, we go through this in the ebook that we're going to give you free when you go to that wealthytrades.com.instapage.com website. We're going to give this to you so you understand the pair down analysis. But what I do first is I look at the levels to win profit. I need to make sure that it makes money on both sides. Okay, so this XLE makes money on both sides. It's good. And I'm just going to go through and I'm going to eliminate anything that doesn't. So for example, APA loses money when it hits this counter trend side. It's got an expected range, all right? So it closed at 60.83 yesterday. Should move down to 60.15 or up to 61.87. And here's the probabilities of those happening today. But here's the problem. When it hits this 60.15, it has a tendency of hitting that and then losing money. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to eliminate that one. I don't want to see anything that loses money. CVX is good. EQT is good. FTI, look, it loses money. Let's get rid of that one. HALT loses money. Let's get rid of that one. HP is good. RRC is good. STZ is our monthly stock. ENDP is our weekly stock. TSO is not good. Okay, so now we've got it paired down to these 5. Now I'm going to use my pair down analysis, and what I want to do is I want to make sure that when it hits, it closes above it more than 50% of the time. So this levels on levels needs to be more than half the HPP on the trend side, and then on the counter trend side, the levels on levels needs to be less than half. So this one meets my requirements. So that one's good. This one doesn't. See, look at it. When it hits, it closes. So the levels on levels is more than 50% on the trend side, but on the counter trend, actually this one does. I apologize. That one meets my requirements also. So more than 50, less than 50. More than 50, right on 50, that's okay. More than 50, less than 50. So they all meet my requirements. Okay, so how do I find the best one? Well, I can do it as easy as just finding the one that has the highest hit rate. Okay, and RRC has the highest hit rate. It hits the trend side. It closed at 51.71. It's got a trend side expected high today because it's in an uptrend of 52.74, and it hits that level 55.8% of the time. And it also closes above that 40.4% of the time. And if I look, that is the best one. And it's fairly obvious. It only closes below that level 7.7. So RRC is going to be the stock that we are going to go long today at the open. And here's how I'm going to manage this trade. I'm going to go long RRC at the open. And if it hits 50.88, I'm going to add to the position there because when it hits that level, all right, let's look at this on the chart. When it hits that expected downside level, it has a tendency of hitting that level, bouncing off, and rallying and closing higher. Okay, that's powerful information. So that's good. That's what I want to see. So that's great. And technically speaking, I actually like where it's sitting. So RRC, we're gonna go long right at the open. If it hits 50.88, I'm gonna add to the position there, long. And if it hits 52.74, I'm going to add another piece of the position, and I'm going to hold it all day long, and I'm going to close it at the end of the day. RRC is my trade for today. That is the trade. The reason why is because the XLE, the energy sector, is the best sector today. We're in an uptrend, and the quality is good. Okay, so now why do you even care? Here's the reason why you want to care, okay? And I did this, and this is extremely powerful information. Okay, I want you to pay attention here. Okay, so I went back since we went live the week of March 9th, and I said, okay, well, we went live March 9th. So if somebody would have followed the Wealthy Trade strategies on a weekly basis, okay, the Wealthy Trade strategies on a weekly basis is fairly simple. You look at the market trend gauge and you follow the trend, obviously. If the quality is below 50%, you do a pairs trade. If the quality is above 50%, you go long or short, but we've been in an uptrend, you'd go into the best sector. So here's how this looks, okay? The first week, the quality was below 50%. The best sector was the XLV. So you wanted to go long in the healthcare sector, and the worst sector, or the best sector to short, was the XLE. And the reason why we wanted to do a pairs trade is because we were in a quality market, or a market that had less quality than 50%. So therefore, we wanted to do a pairs trade. Well, that first week, the XLV was up 0.25%, and the XLE was down 2.63%. But remember, we would have been short the XLE. So overall, we would have been up 2.88% just by following within the sectors, not even going into the best stocks within those sectors, but just following the sectors, you would have been up 2.88% the first week. The second week, the XLU, we were in a quality market that was not great. Okay, so quality was below 50%. So again, we wanted to do a pairs trade. The best sector that week was XLU. The worst sector was XLE. So you would have went long XLU, short XLE. The XLE rallied big that week, so you would have been down 0.93%. Okay, all right, so you're still up. Last week, the quality was above 50%. The best sector last week was the XLU. The XLU got beat up a little bit last week. It was down 2.34%. But overall, not including this week, okay, the XLU is the best sector in a high quality market for this week. But obviously, it's only Tuesday, so I'm not going to go into that. But overall, you would be down. But I want to do this if you would just go into the sectors, you'd be down 0.43%. Okay. So you're like, well, geez, Tyson, why are you even talking about that? That's not that good. Well, here's the reason why I want to talk about it, because it's all based on relative performance, and that is the most important thing, especially when you're doing kind of a longer-term rotation strategy, or maybe a swing trading rotation strategy. It's all about relative performance. So what I want to show you is what the SPY rolling into the month opened at 210.78, okay, 210.78, and yesterday it closed at 208.25. So 210.78, and yesterday it closed at 208.25. 210.78. The market is down 1.2%, whereas if you were doing the sector rotation, just the sector rotation, you'd only be down 0.4%. That's great outperformance. Again, it's all about relative performance. But here's where I want to show you what's even more powerful. What if instead of going in the sectors, all right, so you instead of just going long the XLV the first week, long the XLV and short the XLE, you went long the best stock in the XLV based on what Wealthy Trade said. Remember, we do this for you, right? So each week, the XLU this week's the best stock or best sector, but CMS is the best stock. So what if you would have said, okay, well, I'm going to go, instead of just going into the healthcare sector itself, the XLV, I'm going to go long the best stock in the healthcare sector. And because the quality was below 50, I'm going to go short, not in the XLE itself, but in the best stock to short in the XLE. Well, get this. The first week, ANTM was the best healthcare stock. All right, ANTM. That rallied 3.34%. SWN was the best stock to short in the XLE. You would have made 3.99% shorting that. The next week after that, you would have been in the XLU. The best stock in the XLU was AEP. AEP was up 3.96%, and the best stock to short in the XLU, because we would have done a pair that week, was SWN, and the best stock in that week you would have lost 1.8% in that, but you'd still be up huge. The following week, XLU was the best sector. The best stock in that sector was AEP, would have been down 3.14%. Overall, though, get this. Overall, if you would have went into the best stocks within the best sectors and shorted in the worst stocks in the worst sectors when the quality was below 50, since the time we launched, you would have been up 6.35% in comparison to a market that's down 1.2%. In this week, just so you know, we're not doing a pairs trade. The XLU is the best sector. CMS is the best stock. All right, so XLU, CMS is the best stock, and that'd be the stock that you're long. But that is phenomenal outperformance. I also want to show you this on a monthly basis. Okay, this month, you would have been long XLV the entire month because that was the best sector. I closed that position yesterday and I reopened the XLP because now the XLP is the best sector. Overall performance was up 0.81%. Up 0.81%. That's in comparison to a market that was down 1.2%. So instead of being down 1.2%, you could have been up 0.81%. But if you would have went into the best stock within the XLV, which was CAH, you were up 2.36%. It's phenomenal outperformance, but this month, as you know, we're long XLP, the consumer staples sector. Best stock for this month is CVS, and that's what we're doing. But if you think about this, by using the Wealthy Trades dashboard and the rotation strategy, meaning if the quality's below 50%, you do a pairs trade, go long in the best stock in the best sector and short in the worst stock in the worst sector. And if the quality's above 50%, you just focus on the best sector. You would have been up over 6% in the month of March instead of down 1.2%. If you would have done that on a monthly basis, you could have been up 2.36%. That's a more longer term approach. But that is the reason you want to subscribe to wealthytrades.com. That's phenomenal outperformance. There's so much information in this to understand where's the market moving, what's the quality of that market, what's the best sector, and then drill it even further and find what is the best stocks. We do it all for you. This is stuff that I used to do myself, by myself, each day, week, and month. That would take me hours and hours and hours. And now wealthytrades.com brings this to you absolutely free. It is hugely powerful and something that every single person out there trading and investing needs to take advantage and learn. I don't care if you're a long-term investor, use the monthly dashboard, find the best sectors and the best stocks in the best sectors and focus on those. Your performance is going to you're historically going to substantially outperform the market. Understand what you're doing and make more money in the markets. Go to wealthytrades.com.instapage.com right now. Put in your name, your email address, get our ebook, all right? Ebook jam-packed full of free information, amazing information on how these strategies I just talked about, if it went over your head, learn them. Get the free ebook, okay? Tell your friends, your family, everybody needs to know this information. Again, wealthytrades.com.instapage.com. Go there, get the ebook free. Take advantage of the free 14 days in wealthytrades.com. All it is, after 14 days, it's $74 a month, or you can pay annually, and the price is discounted substantially if you pay annually. But this is information that you should never trade without. We will continue to show you outperformance. And what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to look back in 6 months or a year from now and say, geez, I wish I would have just continued to, or I wish I would have subscribed to that Wealthy Trades because I could have been outperforming the market. Stay in front of what the market's doing. Learn how to make more money. Take advantage of our free offers. Tell your friends and family to take advantage of our free offers. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.